Hey guys, welcome to Covenant Kids TV. Why don't you guys stand to worship with us today?
again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again and again and again. Don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation give thanksgiving. Don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation give thanksgiving. Philippians chapter 4, 4 through 7. Philippians chapter 4, 4 through 7. Philippians chapter 4, 4 through 7. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again and again and again. Rejoice in the Lord. Philippians chapter 4, 4 through 7. Philippians chapter 4, 4 through 7.
Hey kids, I'm Miss Michelle, and today we are going to hear a Bible story about a time that Jesus changed someone's life in a really big way. So our story starts with a man named Saul. Saul was very good at following rules. He was very, very good at being good. In fact, all he cared about was being good, following the rules exactly like they should be done. But he wasn't very nice. See, Saul hated people who loved Jesus. He thought that Jesus was lying about being God's son. He didn't believe that Jesus really died and then came back to life. He thought that the people were just making all of that up. And so Saul wanted everyone to follow the rules just like him. So he was very mad at anyone who said that Jesus was God's son. He told them to stop lying. And guys, he even chased them down and killed them. See, Saul had never met Jesus. So one day, Jesus met Saul. Saul was walking down a road one day when all of a sudden, a light that was so bright, it was like as bright as lightning or the sun, and it was shining right in Saul's eyes. Saul all of a sudden heard a loud voice that said, "Saul, Saul, why are you fighting me?" Saul was confused, and he said, "Who are you?" And the voice said, "I am Jesus. And when you hurt my friends, you are hurting me too." Saul's whole body trembled, and Jesus said, "Go to the city and do what I tell you to do." Saul's friends were all standing around and they were confused. They could hear the voice, but they couldn't see anything. And when the bright light finally went away and Saul opened his eyes, he couldn't see anything at all. His friends had to even help him walk away because he was blind. God sent one of his followers. His name was Ananias. And he sent Ananias to help Saul. And Ananias prayed for Saul, and while he was praying, scales, like on a fish, like fish scales, like came off of Saul's eyes. And then all of a sudden he could see again. And he knew for sure then that Jesus really was God's son. It changed his whole life. And from that moment on, he never stopped telling everyone he met about God's love.
Hey kids, I'm Jeremy. I'm part of our outreach team here doing international work. What do we mean by international? International means about going to other countries all around the world. One of the countries that we are connected with at Covenant is India. India is halfway across the world. And did you know that India has 1.4 billion people? That's a big number, isn't it? And why do we go to India? Why are we connected to India? It's because there's many people that have never heard of the name of Jesus Christ. There are certain communities where there's no believers. Nobody has heard of Jesus Christ in these areas. And the organization that we are connected with, they do discipleship, they do church planting, and church planting is actually starting a brand new church in an area. So when I was in India a few years ago, I met this young woman, and she was pretty amazing. She had just come to know Jesus Christ, and she wanted to start a church. So you know what she did? She told me that she fasted for 30 days. You know what fasting is? That means eating no food. Can you imagine? No food for 30 days, and she only drank water, and she prayed for those 30 days. And during that time, people started to come to her to ask her about Jesus. Then she would share the gospel, and they were saved. And after 30 days of fasting, a whole church started. She had about 15 or 20 people gathered all around here because she started this time of not eating. So if you want to help reach people in India, one of the best things you can do is be praying for kids. There are millions of kids in India that don't know Jesus Christ. So you can be praying that those kids will come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ.
Hey Covenant Kids, it is time to do our memory verse. It is from Galatians 6:10, and I'll read it first. So, when we can do good to everyone, let us do it. Let's try even harder to do good to the family of believers. Galatians 6:10. Now let's read it together. Repeat after me. So, when we can do good to everyone, let us do it. Let's try even harder to do good to the family of believers. Great job, guys. You'll get it in no time.
Hey guys, isn't it so cool that we can share God's love all over the world? Well, you've watched, you've listened, and you've learned. Now go change your world.